Hello everyone, this is Benito Explains Live. How exciting is this? We are here, well where are we to start off with? Well, I'll tell you where we are. We're here in my very own back garden in Oxfordshire. Just to give you an idea on where that is on the map. this is going great so far. We're just about there, right? This is spring watch for you, isn't it? And why have I chosen to do my first live video here in my own back garden? Well, I have to tell you, it's really this place got me inspired to, be inspired with wildlife, inspired with nature, and some of the first experiences I've had of getting hands-on with nature, lifting rocks up, looking at wood lice. It's those kind of things which really, I think, inspire me and inspire my curiosity for the natural world. In turn, it's what inspired me to create this channel as well, especially within the last few years. Now, you may notice that I've gone really professionally. I've got my Springwatch cards here. These were given to me by my friend my friend Emily, who worked on Springwatch this year, and I'm very, very thankful. I've lost one of them, hang on. And just waiting, I've actually only got my notes on one of them. My other note, this, everyone, is Steve Backshall's handwriting, would you believe? It doesn't get much better than this, does it? So whose handwriting do you prefer, mine or Steve Backshall's? It's a tough contest, isn't it? Now, I'd like to start off, before we go into the big reveal of who the big 1,000 subscriber is, I want to give you some statistics, okay? So, this channel's been going for about 10 years, over 10 years, 10 years and 2 months to be precise, and in that time, believe it or not, we've had 507,000 minutes watched, right? 153,000 views, and here are some statistics on the demographics of my channel. Believe it or not, 83% of my viewers are male. Can you believe that? Hey, John's with me, by the way, my dad, my faithful cameraman for the last 10 years.
Hello.
Hello. 83% male. Who would have believed that, eh?
No.
What's going on there?
Incredible.
Obviously, most of my viewers are from the UK. That's not surprising. But 3.8% are from the US. Fair enough.
Wow.
But then 0.4% from India and 0.1% from Pakistan. So, hello everyone who's watching in Pakistan. I mean, as the laws of probability go, the chances of them tuning in now are quite slim, but just in case you are, hello! So that's in total in the last 10 years. We're in the last 3 years. Last 3 years is where my channel has really taken off. I've really started to put a lot more effort into it, especially in terms of the wildlife, biology and natural history films I've been making. So within the last 3 years or so, which was when I made my first revision video, 435,000 views, 435,000 minutes watched, 121,000 views, and 86% of my viewers are male. So it's going up, would you believe? So, obviously, on Wednesday, I reached 1,000 subscribers. A very, very exciting time for me. It was a day of a lot of admin and not very exciting things going on in my life. So having that bit of news really boosted my ego and and really made my day a lot happier. So thank you very much. And I think it's time to reveal who that person is, I guess. I've no idea if they're tuning in, and the name probably isn't going to mean much to most of my viewers, but the name of the person who is my 1,000 subscriber, can we have make some dramatic music or something, Dad? It's Rufus Wire.
Wow!
Congratulations,
Congratulations, Rufus.
Now, I've got to say, I know Rufus. I hope that's not going to create too much controversy amongst my viewers. But no, I do know Rufus. He went to Lundy, which is an undergraduate, it's an island in the middle of the Bristol Channel. Hardly anyone lives there, and it's packed full of wildlife. And he was there on an undergraduate field course, which I was helping out at. And obviously, I made quite a good impression on him. I don't know how, but he was my 1,000th subscriber. So congratulations, Rufus, on making that milestone. And obviously we've got to give you some sort of prize, some kind of reward for that, I guess. So what have we got? Well, I think the obvious thing to do would be have a special video dedicated to you. You can appear in it if you really do want to. But basically that video can be on anything that you want. Well, biological, I should say. But on any biological topic. It could be on a piece of natural history, or it could be a revision video. God, I don't know what I'm letting myself into there. But anything that you want, essentially. Now, I've tried to target the other prize that I've got in store for something that's specific to Rufus, because over the past few months we know each other quite well, I hope. Well, at least he thinks that as well. And if I didn't mention it before, Rufus is an undergraduate studying biology at the University of Bristol. He's currently in his 3rd year, and 3rd year, as we know, is a little bit and a lot of pressure. It makes up 70% of the entire degree. So, so what we've got, what we've called modules in 3rd year, is a module called Evolutionary Ecology, which was actually one of my favourite modules, and I did some revision videos on it, which hopefully you may find quite useful. But a book which I've been reading at the moment is this book, Jonathan Lozos, Improbable Destinies. Jonathan Lozos is an American evolutionary biologist, and this book, actually, if I had it, when I was an undergraduate, it would have been an absolute lifesaver. There's so many great examples in it, and it's a really, really, really great book, and it's written really well as well. It's not like you're reading a textbook or something like that. So absolutely brilliant. It's just about to start to rain, would you believe?
I think we might need an umbrella.
We might need an umbrella, but we'll see. We'll last it out for the moment. And I'll get you a pint as well, Rufus. So yes, remind me about that. And also, he hasn't, well, I think it's confirmed, but for the viewers that I don't know, I have a radio show on Bristol University Student Radio, and Amy, the person who I do it with, can't make it next week, so hopefully Rufus will join me. So hopefully you can tune into that Thursday at 11 o'clock. Now, it's all getting a bit crazy. Oh my, brilliant. Mum has come to the rescue with a brolly, something she's saved for a rainy day. Brilliant. This is what we were expecting, wasn't it? The weather forecast said it was going to rain at 1 o'clock.
It's come early.
Classic BBC weather, eh? But anyway, a bit of rain isn't going to stop us, is it, Dad?
Don't know about that.
It's not you. Now, what was I thinking of doing when I was doing this live video? Well, I was thinking, maybe, 1,000 subscribers, maybe I could name 1,000 species that are in my garden. But then I thought, even I would get a little bored doing that. Not that that would be any difficulty, though. I'm sure that this garden is home to thousands of different species. In fact, I read somewhere that a typical English garden has as much biodiversity as a tropical rainforest, believe it or not. So they're really, really important. And making your garden more appealing to wildlife is something which I'm very, very enthusiastic about. So that's another reason why I decided to do this. So instead of naming 1,000 different species of animals and plants and fungi that we find in this garden, I thought I'd do my A to Z. Right? I don't know how long we've got, but hopefully I've got a fascinating animal for every letter of the alphabet here, right? Which we're going to try and go through whilst explaining some interesting biology. We're going to try and do it as quickly as possible, especially with this rain, but let's see how we get on. So A to Z, where could I possibly start off? Well, A stands for ash, and that tree over there is an ash tree. And I feel like, well, it's recently been pruned. It really did used to look extremely majestic a few years ago, didn't it? But it really is an incredible structure. I often think, You know, why would you want to go to a museum when you can see such incredible structures like trees right in your own backyard? You've got no idea how old it is. Do you have any idea how old it is, Dad?
Not a clue, probably a couple of 100 years maybe.
A couple of 100 years. How amazing. And I often describe trees as the scaffolding to a back garden. So if you can, if you can afford to plant a tree in your garden, that really forms the scaffolding for all sorts of wildlife. There's probably about 1,000 species worth inside that tree alone. Well, maybe that's exaggerating a little bit, but there's certainly loads and loads of species which call that ash tree home. So, absolutely brilliant. So that's the ash tree for you. B, what are we going to do for B? Well, B, well, it's one of my favourites in the garden. It's the badger, of course. And obviously we can't see any of them at the moment, but if you look around the grass of this garden, sometimes, like here, good grief, look what they've been doing here. They've been digging up. They've been digging holes in the garden. I can see that Dad's already tried to put some grass seeds there.
Correct.
Very important. So that's one of the downsides, but really, it's not really that much of a downside really, because the badgers, when you see them up close, are absolutely fascinating. In the summer, I have my deck chair here. What we do is that we put, do you want to come a little bit closer? What we do is we put peanut butter. We put peanut butter on the bird table, and what they'll do, they'll lick it up. So there's loads of different wildlife that will use that. The foxes will come as well and make good use of it. Even some birds will find the peanut butter especially delicious. So absolutely fantastic. Really fun to pour it down now. That's alright, isn't it? We like a bit of rain here.
Why don't you put your hood up?
I might do. So I'm wearing my camo hoodie at the moment. But yeah, badgers. And if you want to track them to your garden, make sure you've got, gaps in the hedge and things like that. Probably slightly more difficult to track your garden than foxes, but with a bit of persistence you can do it. So do it. They'll eat pretty much anything. It doesn't have to be peanut butter. We leave out chicken and things like that for the badgers and the foxes as well. This is what we wanted, isn't it?
No.
Right.
God.
Now C was going to stand for calendula. Come over with me, John.
Oh God.
Calendula. Oh God. Calendula, we're going to have to get down into the soil, because calendula are one of the most abundant animals you'll find in the soil. In 1 square metre, you can find 100,000 individuals of these things. Excuse me 1 minute, I'm just going to put this book in that. In amongst the soil. They're really tiny, they're called pintails, and hot off the press news is that they were once classified as a primitive insect, but they're not insects anymore. They're wall hexapods, they've got 6 legs, but they're not classified as insects anymore. They're too primitive to be an insect, believe it or not. Right, it's time to calm down a little bit. Brilliant.
I'd speed up if I were you.
Yes, D stands for Diptera. Now that Diptera is quite a broad term. We're talking about an order of insects now. I thought I'd use that to, really express how diverse the Diptera are. So the Diptera are the true flies. So they include things like the daddy longlegs, which if you're not satisfied with Diptera, also begins with a D. So that's good. Daddy longlegs, and mosquitoes, the house flies, and also the hoverflies as well, which are my favourites because they're what we call Batesian mimics. They mimic the coloration of wasps in order to not be predated. So they're absolutely brilliant. Diptera, I think they're all being pretty sensible and hiding away at the moment, to be quite honest with you. E. For E, we're going to have to go back into the soil because E stands for earth. And, I don't know whether I'll find any here. So, to be honest with you, this one's one good thing that's good for on my list, the earth bit here. So you never know, keep your eyes peeled, you may see some. F, foxes. Alright, that's pretty obvious. We've already talked about them. And they're easy to attract to your garden. It doesn't matter whether you're in a rural area or in a city. You know, leave some food out for them, not too much, because we want to encourage natural behaviours in the foxes. But leave some food out, and I'm sure they'll come. Okay. Brilliant mammals, one of the most successful mammals in the UK, the foxes. Right, I believe you've got a question.
You look a bit wet. Aubrey Cousins.
Right, Aubrey.
Too right, Aubrey.
You've been paying attention. Right, G. Right, oh yeah, G, come over here. G, man. Grass snake, my favourite animal, my most viewed animal on my channel. There it is. Do you know what this is in, Dad? It's in some tequila.
Tequila.
Brilliant. That pond will come in onto that in a second. But this really is the apex predator in the pond. Brilliant. And if you want to know all about them, well, watch my video, which has got almost 60,000 views. So thanks very much for all of them. But absolutely fantastic. This animal has to be my favourite British animal. I can't stress how much love I have for the grass snake. They're absolutely fascinating. They've got absolutely fascinating biology, and they're just beautiful as well.
And it died naturally, didn't it?
It died, oh yeah, that's something we should mention. I don't know whether you can see just there's a little scar there, which we think might have been the result of predation by something like a crow, a corvid, or something like that. So maybe someone tried to have a go at it, but just couldn't quite stomach it in the end. So brilliant. Nice bit of tequila. You weren't expecting that, were you? Look at this.
Can you take it? Come on, I switch hands.
Oh yeah, of course. Come on, just switching hands. Brilliant. Right. H. Honeysuckle. Now, pollinators are obviously in big trouble in the garden. So one time we move them now. Pollinators are in big trouble in our garden. So if there's one plant which I can recommend to you to plant in your garden to attract particularly moths, and that's the honeysuckle. Obviously it's not on fire at the moment, but these are its leaves here. And they're particularly good for moths because they release their scent at night. So it really is a beautiful smell, isn't it, Cameron?
Sure,
Lovely.
yeah. May evenings, it's gorgeous.
And you can tell that this is a moth-pollinated plant because the flowers have a tube shape, okay? And that means it's exactly the right length. So at the end of that tube is the nectar, and the moth's proboscis, so its tongue basically, is long enough to fit in there and grab the nectar and therefore pollinate the plant. And you can get all sorts of moths in this country. People who know me will know I quite like moths, to be quite honest with you. Things like, what were I talking about? Oh, hawk moths. Privet hawk moth, poplar hawk moth. They'll all be attracted to the honeysuckle. So I recommend you have a look at that. Now, from one popular plant to a less popular plant, the ivy.
Especially with me.
Ivy. Now, it doesn't look particularly great, and you're trying to control it here, but what I'd recommend to you is don't get rid of all your ivy because they're really, really great for pollinators as well. Within the last month or so, they would have been flowering, and they're absolutely vital for insects that come out in the autumn time, okay? So they flower at a very specific time when, you know, in the summer there's a lot of flowers around, but in the autumn there's not so many. So that's why the flowers of the ivy are particularly important. Of course, yeah, they can get out of control and all sorts of other things, but if you can keep some ivy in your garden, that's great. J, well that was an easy one, wasn't it? J stands for J, right? A corvid, right? Now corvids, we've got, oh god, I can't remember how many species we've got. We've got the jay, the magpie, the jackdaw, the rook, the carrion crow, the raven. I think that's it. Correct me if I've missed anything. Oh, the hooded crow as well, and the chough. God. But anyway, the jay.
Oh, you're chuffed.
Yeah, I was chuffed that I got that. But the jay is particularly my favourite. You know, it's the most flashy, the most beautiful, and also equally as intelligent as all the other corvids as well. This time of year, the jay will be caching nuts, just like a squirrel would do, in the ground, and they've got a fantastic memory to remember where they put all the nuts. Absolutely brilliant. And they're quite shy though. Whenever you approach a jay, they kind of fly off quite quickly. So, yeah. Anyway, so K. I've completely forgotten my K. What was my K?
Wasn't a kingfisher.
No, it wasn't a kingfisher. We'll come back to K. I was just trying to think what the hell that was. No, right. L, lavender. Right? Beautiful. Also very important for attracting pollinators. Always get some lavender. Smells lovely. Lavender is particularly good for bumblebees. Okay, so if you want some bumblebees in your garden, then lavender is a really good flower to plant in your garden.
You've got 4 people, but no questions have come up.
Well, thanks for letting me know that only 4 people are watching.
No.
Please, no. Right, so N, newt. So this is where we go to my favourite part of the garden. It's the garden pond. And, well, it took a lot of... I was very enthusiastic about building this pond, wasn't I, Dad? When I was 10 years old, I convinced my dad to build this pond.
To dig this pond.
Yeah, and to be honest, I helped you quite a bit, didn't I?
Yeah, you sort of carted all the earth to the other end of the garden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I wasn't completely,
Useless.
bossy boots.
Oh.
So, and really, I think this is the shrine, if you like, of the whole pond. This is where I think most of the biodiversity is. And one of the greatest things that we have in the pond are the newts. Now, we've got 3 species of newts in the UK, and inside that pond there are 2 of them. There's the smooth newt and the great crested newt. What's going
No
on?
battery.
Okay, fine. Oh God. Right. Running out of battery. Okay, we better hurry up.
K wasn't for kite, was it? Red.
I'll look into that later. But
Okay.
Anyway, N, newt. Brilliant. So O, odonata. If we were to get a net, let me just see if I can do it quickly. If we're running out of battery. Right, if I was to dip my hand in there, look at how much stuff we've got in there. And look at that, I don't believe it. There we go. That is an odonata. Can you see that? That is a dragonfly nymph, and the dragonfly nymphs belong to an order of insects called the odonata. Absolutely fantastic. That just shows you, just takes one dip into the pond to find all this wildlife. Absolutely brilliant. God, I wasn't expecting that. Loads of snails there as well. Right. Blah, 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 blah. P. Paris. That Paris is the genus for the great tits and the blue tits, and they'll be coming to this garden all the time, feeding on things like peanuts and sunflower seeds. Absolutely brilliant. Q. Right. Q. Well, Q, I'm afraid I'm going to have to let you down on, because Q would have stood for Quercus, which is the genus for an oak tree, if we had a blooming oak tree in our garden.
What about a queen bee?
Queen bee, absolutely brilliant. The Hymenoptera. Hymenoptera is extremely diverse. I did a video on wasps that are up there in that roof in the summer. But also ants, bees, they're all social insects. I was going to say, Q, do we have any questions? But looks like we don't. Okay, right. Robin. Robin are probably our national bird, the robin, believe it or not. Controversially, some would say. And they're found all over the garden. Well, what's interesting is that you'll probably only have one robin in your garden at one time, because they're extremely territorial. They'll chase off any rival robins that come into the vicinity. So, yeah, robins, absolutely brilliant, no need to say no more. S, we also don't need to say no more. Squirrels, they'll be chasing each other around. Especially at this time of year, they've got a very elaborate courtship routine. They'll be chasing themselves around my garden in search of a mate. So what they do is that the female will be chased by several males, and in the process of that, it will reveal some pheromones from its backside, and that will really get the males going. So they chase each other around through the trees. Absolutely fantastic.
Look as though you're getting frisky yourself.
Yes. T stands for my favourite genus of bird in the world, and that's Turdus. Turdus is the genus in which the thrushes belong to. Okay. Brilliant. So the thrushes, the song thrush, field fare, the red wing. What's happening?
No battery.
Oh, good God. 10% remaining. Okay, we've really got great tip. What was it called?
You.
Song thrush. Yeah. Turdus, absolutely brilliant. You ungulate. Ungulate is a good group of animals that includes the deer. And in this garden, you'll have deer coming to this garden.
Occasionally.
Roe deer and muntjac deer. Absolutely brilliant. V stands for vole. In the undergrowth here, there's lots of undergrowth, perfect habitat for bank voles and field voles. And in fact, we've done it in a video where we've actually caught these creatures. Absolutely fantastic animals. W for water boatman. If I was to dip my net in there again, hopefully we find these little bugs which swim on their backsides and move their front legs around like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. And they're vicious predators as well. If you dangle a dead fly on the surface of the pond, the water boatman will come and nab it.
Right.
Brilliant. Right, Z.
Oh, no,
X.
you've got your alphabet in a twist.
X stands for Xanthoria, which is look low, it's pretty difficult to find. Xanthoria is a genus of spider which lives in hedgerows like this. And what it'll do is it'll sit at the top of the leaf with its arms raised like that and try and nab flies that come in. What an absolutely ferocious predator that is. Right. Yellow hammer for Y. A little bit of bread and no cheese, right? That's the call that the yellow hammer makes. Farmland bird, well, at the back of this house are some fields. And that's probably what's attracting the yellow hammers in, because they're farmland birds in massive decline because of modern farming practices. Along with all sorts of other birds like linnet and hornbunt and all that sort of thing. So, big conservation concern there. And Z, well, Z, we're going to have to go back to the pond again. My favourite part of the garden, because Z stands for zooplankton, and I cannot express to you how important zooplankton are. Now, I don't know why I did that, because you probably won't be able to see them, but it's a mixture of loads and loads of different invertebrates. So some of the primary producers, so the photosynthetic animals in this pond, are things like algae, right? And they'll form the food of the zooplankton, things like Daphnia, which are water fleas. Loads of little microscopic predatory animals that will be feeding on a whole range of things in the pond. They form the basis of a very important food chain. Anyway, that's my A to Z. Let's go into the warm cameraman. So that forms the end of my A to Z. Oh, good God. Right. I've got my list what A was. Oh, of course, it was the King Alfred's cake.
Oh dear, have we got to go out
No,
again?
don't worry, you stay in there. I'll just get the King Alfred's cake. Oh,
Yummy, yummy.
King Alfred's cake. I had to include a fungus on this list. Oh, good God. Right. That is a King Alfred's cake. It's a fungus that grows on dead wood. And that's the fruiting body of the fungus. Inside there are some spores that are used in the sexual reproduction of the fungus. Who would have thought that, eh? I had to include a fungus there. Oh, and for those of you who are curious what this was, that's a dead mole, which I couldn't include on the list because I didn't find in this garden. But it's one of my favourite possessions. Yeah, I was thinking, oh, I mean, that's too good. I mean, maybe that'll be a prize for the 100,000 subscribers or something, you know?
Optimistic.
But anyway, I think that's just about all we've got time for. Any questions that have come in, cameraman? No. Apart from that, we're about to go. Okay. Right. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everyone for the support. I just can't express enough how grateful I am to reach 1,000 subscribers. Obviously, you know, to get the opportunity to express my enthusiasm for the natural world and biology to as large an audience as possible is means a great deal. So thank you very, very much. Congratulations, Rufus. Don't forget to tune into Nature Exposed Thursday at 11 AM, where hopefully he'll be in the studio and we'll have more people tuning in. So yes, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Do you want me to help you to turn it off?
Bye.